When we start developing the tools of this mind, then what happens? And then, of course, when you explain to people, you can become a rat, you can become a bat. Why? There are already bats. Being reborn, coming back as these animals, it's not a pleasant idea. Number of creatures far exceed the number of human beings. You dig the soil, you find all kinds of creatures. When you then we say that the birth in the human realm, or as human beings, birth as human is a rare thing. But you can say, what do you mean rare? Look at the world, there's so many, what you call population explosion everywhere. So it's not rare. But just you go to the seaside and you turn a rock and then you see what kinds of animals you see there. And one fine day, you open your windows at night and then you see how many insects comes in your room. Oh, the number of insects, the number of animals, the number of creatures far exceed the number of human beings. You dig the soil, you find all kinds of creatures. When you compare the number of human beings to the number of other creatures in this world, you find still the human being is still a rare thing. But why is this human life precious? It is rare, it is precious to be born as a human being. Why is it so precious? Then take another. You have to understand what the other realms of existence, what they do, what they can do, what they cannot do. What we experience, what other realms of existence experience. We acknowledge the existence of devas, of deities, celestial realms, the realms of the Brahmas, forms and the formless realms, then the realms of the hungry ghosts, the demons or demigods, and then the hellish realms, real suffering worlds. We acknowledge the existence of these. And then what? Then when we understand our position in life, in this universe, in this cosmos, then we understand clearly, then you can see how fortunate you are. And then it's only by realizing this that we will make full use all the opportunities to develop qualities, these humane qualities. Now, why in the hellish realms there are suffering states? There are so much destruction there. When you experience a little bit of pain, heat, stomach pain, hunger, thirst, how upset you become, how upset your mind, how troubled you are. Now, they cannot do with this distraction, difficult for them to practice any good actions. Difficult for them to advance, to develop their minds, to purify their minds. On the other hand, what about those in the Deva realms? Now, the heavenly realms, they have always, a number of religions have depicted, various religions have depicted the celestial realm as a realm where people, the beings, enjoy their senses greater than the human realm. They have the ability, the potentiality to enjoy at a greater level. Where there is a lot of enjoyment, there is no suffering there. Then they also don't think. There's no opportunity. For one thing, there's no opportunity to do good if everybody is enjoying there. Not only that, when their minds are so much distracted with all the sensual pleasures because they can indulge in a greater level, they don't think of other things. It is in this human realm that we can see the extremes. There is extreme of suffering. There is also extreme of enjoyment, pleasures, happiness. We can see this. And it is from these two extremes that we can learn and take the middle path. The Buddha has experienced being born as a human, being born in a position where he could have all the material world could offer to him. He enjoyed the world, indulged in his senses. He saw that by indulging in his senses, he could not get that real peace, that real happiness within. That is why he went out in search for the truth. And what is this truth? It is that knowledge, the knowledge to put an end to suffering, the knowledge to overcome conflicts once and for all. It is for that purpose that he went. And when he went out to the forest, meeting with other religious teachers, he went to another extreme, to self-mortification. You see that picture depicting him with skin and bones. When you read the scriptures, he says how he has experienced. He had mortified himself to such an extent. When he touched his stomach, he could feel the ribs behind. He could feel the backbone behind. So thin, left with skin and bones. He had mortified to that extent. He realized that mortification of the body, torturing the body, is not the way. Came to the middle path. And he realized, through this realization, he pointed out that it is in this manner, this way, that you can develop your mind, you can purify your mind. Upon purification of the mind, you can see things clearer. Now, other religions also speak about purifying the mind. Yes, they speak about the light within. But how they interpret, what methods they take to develop to that extent, they have different methods, different ways that they make that. All religions speak about the light within. But what what is this light within us? Where is this light within? This is where today more and more people, as they become interested in meditation, they meditate to see light within. They expect to see light. And because upon reading, upon hearing, it is true. But that light is not everything. It is not the highest development. It is only when you start purifying your mind, it becomes clearer and clearer. This is how we define the mind. Buddha defines the mind as Pabhassaram Chittam Bhikkhave. Says, O monks, this mind is Pabhassara, is luminous. It has, because of defilements, adventitious, outside defilements, it has made it has clouded mind. That is why it has become so dull. When you close your eyes, only blackness there, and no light at all. But if you develop your mind, if you go on purifying your mind, then it becomes brighter, brighter, brighter. Of course, don't start imagining these things. When it becomes brighter, then your mind becomes sharper, calmer. Then you can use this light. You can use this brightness to see the dark corners. In other words, you can penetrate deeper and see, understand things clearer. Otherwise, you only see images, faint images appearing. You don't understand what they are, and you imagine. This is why this light within us is important. All religion speaks of light. Hinduism speaks about light. Christianity speaks about light. Islam also speaks about light within. Buddhism also. You find in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, in the first sermon, Buddha says, Aloka udapadi, Panya udapadi, Jnanam udapadi. Buddha says, light arose in me. Wisdom, knowledge arose in me. That can brighten this mind. And why do we want to brighten this mind? To sharpen it, to see, to penetrate, to understand things as they are. That is the purpose. And you have wonderful opportunities here. And in fact, why we came to Penang last month was we had originally intended to go to Burma, a certain group of us. But we found that our visas, it takes some time to process the visa. And so what happened in the month of November, I received a phone call from somebody informing me that Burma has come to Penang. So whole of, you see, the experts in Burma has come to Penang. So why to go Burma? We can come to Penang. You have this wonderful opportunity. But when I was there, I see how many from Penang can count. I see familiar faces from Johor Bahru, from Singapore, from Kuala Lumpur, familiar faces, all from our station. Penangites where? Oh, very busy. Very busy. Okay, no time. And it's good. I see lots of people giving tambun, dana. Good to give dana. But remember, to develop, to grow, there is dana, sila, bhavana. Observe sila, good. But get into, learn how to develop your mind also, train your mind. Still there exists some kind of stigma or some kind of ideas in many people's mind. When you meditate, you become mad. No? I think you better go to Tanjung Rambutan and then get the statistics right. Go there, ask the director there, how many people have been admitted to Tanjung Rambutan through meditation? And how many people have been admitted because they have clung, because of property, because of their wife, because of their children, because of all their attachments. Go and see. In Singapore also, people had that view at first. So, in my talks, I told them to go and check up the records straight. And when we organized a seminar, brought a psychiatrist before them, they don't want to ask anymore. So, after that, they became convinced, then they started to meditate. Everybody wants to meditate now. And you see, there are various schools of thoughts and various methods people are cashing in. Meditation has become a big commercialized thing. Some people have to pay 1 month's salary, some people pay 3 months' salary to meditate. And why? They want to float. They want to float in the air. No? Yes. And only recently came across one. Came to join the novitiate program. And while we were meditating, I saw this one. Start moving the hand. Moving the hand. And what is this? Oh, because manifestation. I feel very light. Now I'm making preparation to come up, float up. Wonderful things they are doing that. And some teachers take advantage of this. They say, let go, let go. You start clinging to these movements. From the sitting posture, you will start standing. From the standing posture, you start moving. Then they say dancing meditation. Anyway, they say, well, you have sitting meditation, you have walking meditation, you have lying meditation. What's wrong in dancing meditation? Yes, there is a guru somewhere that teaches this dancing meditation. He has got how many Rolls Royce? 70 over Rolls Royce. Because people want these things. They want, instead of restraining their senses, let go. Allow your emotions to be free. Express it outside. They start hugging one another. They start kissing one another. They start rolling down on the ground. When I was in India, you see, India has got a mixture of everything. When you talk about spiritual progress and spiritual, you can go shopping in India. And everything you can find there. And I went there. And when I went to this place, there were some Buddhists around that area. And I say, I have heard of these teachers. I would like to meet him, because ever since I got into this, ever since I wanted to practice and study the science of the mind, I had been through different teachers. And through the Hinduistic mantra, and then went on to see what the Buddhists have to offer also. So I was interested to meet different teachers, instructors, to find out what is their method. And of course, the Buddhists say, if you get inside there, we all don't want to associate with you. Of course, that time I was a monk already, so I did not join them. But I managed to hear from reliable sources, from one of their sadhus. They were telling me, when we were in another part of India meditating together, where we observed noble silence, and restrain and practice precept and no talking, noble silence, no talking. So he was telling me, what a strange thing. You come to our meditation center, you see, we do. You cannot do this, cannot do this, cannot do this. Now, this is what is happening in the world. And more will be coming here, don't worry. Now, what is coming now is very fast catching on, alpha training. And yes, they come. These are old methods, but put in very scientific terms. Speak of alpha wave, beta wave, gamma rays. Yes, your mind. And that group also are associated with them in America. And they are very rapidly spreading and doing faith healing, doing experiments, develop the psychic power, and to heal people. And of course, people have abused this kind of various development of mind. Some of them develop their mind to spy on others, to do espionage work also. Oh yes. See, that is why we have to understand, yes, the mind is a wonderful thing, wonderful tool. You can do anything to this mind. It is from this mind that you create all things. And the early concept of the world in Buddhism, what is the world? Loka. What is this world? People come and ask you this question, the beginning of the world. What's the beginning of the world? And then they frighten you. They say, end of the world is coming. You have to answer them like this. Buddha says, the beginning, middle, and the end of the world lies in this body. 5 feet long body. Buddha says fathom long body, but we say 5 feet long body, enough. Within this body lies, within this mind and body lies the beginning of the world. Without your eyes, without your ears, your nose, your tongue, your body and your mind, what is going to speak of the world? Who is going to experience the world? Is there going to be any experience of the world? No. See, Buddha has explained it in this manner. The world is nothing but what we perceive through our senses, the mind. What we see. We see certain things. According to our experience, we interpret it in that manner. That is our world. Although you all are sitting in the same hall, in the same town, the same city, but you are living in your own world. When you go back, you have your own world. You understand things also in your own way. This is where our perception, how we perceive things, that is it. How the world appears to us according to our mind. The wonder of the mind can create so many different words. You want to go to Brahmalokas? Yes. Through the mind also. You take a formless object, you take a form object, you take an earth kasina, meditate, attain to jhana and go to the form realm. The formless realm. You meditate on emptiness, on space. It's not any space, it's not any form. There is no form in space. Infinite space. Then you'll be born there. People cannot understand. It is your mind. You create, you project this mind. You are born. You take birth in that plane of existence. The mind creates that plane of existence. And you have heard of some other teachers who can produce chocolates, produce wristwatches, and various other things. Then what happened to you? And some other teacher says, oh yes, I can remember my previous birth. So, people are meditating to recall their previous birth. There is a branch, modern branch. It's not modern, it is it calls, I won't tell you the brand of the name, otherwise they can sue me. You come there, they take all your particulars. They take all your particulars, they have some gadgets there, and then they say through this method, you can recall your previous birth. After you have given them all your particulars, then they demand your money. You don't give them money, they blackmail you, because all your particulars are with them. So this kind of things have been there. People, human mind is a wonderful mind for these things. How cunning and crooked this mind is. They have abused it, and in the name of mental development, this is where I was like any one of them. I was also very interested in all the psychic powers. Until recently, when I was sitting down, I was also thinking of, coming up a little bit and, But of course, not the last 2 weeks here. And that was quite some time ago. And I was waiting to see vision. See what vision? What vision to see? And then recently, we know about knowledge, jnana arise. I was waiting, what kind of jnana to arise? No? What this jnana will arise? So waiting for it. And you can understand that knowledge, nothing mythical, nothing magical. When your mind is calm, clear, collect, then you clearly understand these things. That's all. You see it very clearly. There is no magic in this. There is no occultness in this. There is no esotericism in this. People have made all kinds of things. In the name of meditation, they have made it very esoteric. Not only esoteric, they have made it erotic also. erotism, esotericism. These they have done in the name of mental development. This is where we have to understand clearly, from the Buddhist point of view, what is meant by mental development, mental culture. There is an element of purification, not merely to develop this mindful powers and to be able to recall past birth. So what? Be careful. If you have not attained to any level of restraint, understanding, when you start digging rubbish, you know, your previous birth, what you have done, you might find that they are really stinking things there. And you cannot smell it. You cannot stand it. That is how people can land up in Tampoy and in Tanjung Rambutan. That is not mental purification. That is something else. And those who want to meditate to walk through walls. When I was in Germany,